Good morning, and welcome to Cooking with Lancey Pants. Make some coffee. Coffee grounds. Just pour a little bit into the coffee grinder, and then you press this little button right here, and off you go. There we go. And then we grab a spoon for our French press. Don't want to lift them. I forgot to clean it. I'll be right back. I'm back. Alright, so you take your spoon, plunge it into the coffee grounds, grab a generous heapful of coffee, and then you start pouring the French press, pouring the water into the coffee. And I like to tip it up just because it's fun. Then you take the little plunger and put that here, right at the coffee level, and just let it set there. You're going to make cinnamon rolls. Now we're going to start making the bread. A large bowl, metal bowl, preferably. Some all-purpose flour, some whole grain rye flour, teff flour, scissors, measuring cups. Start digging deep into the all-purpose flour. We want to have as much of that as possible. Once you finish adding the flour, you add a little bit of the best cinnamon you could ever have. Our organic Saigon cinnamon. And so I add about 5 sprays of the cinnamon into the bowl that has the flour. So what you want to do is you want to grab one of these containers, measuring cups, and you want to pour 1.5 cups of milk into it, and then after that you want to add 1/4 cup of sugar, a little bit of canola oil on top of that, and you want to microwave it. I microwaved it for 1.5 minutes, and that was perfect temperature, perfect time. After that you want to add the Fleischmann's active dry yeast, or any kind of active dry yeast. I just use Fleischmann's. What's really cool about this is it's important to have it at a correct temperature, because otherwise you'll kill it. The yeast is a living organism. It's a living organism. So once you do that, you let it set for quite a while, and it starts to bubble. And you can see that on this one. It's starting to foam. And that's really good because it's starting to eat away at those sugars and the flour mixture that you had. And once you let it set for like a minute or so, you want to pour it back into the flour mixture. Start whisking away. And just a little bit more. And we're almost ready to move it to the table. I realized the no-no that everybody should know. The table is disgusting. Just clean it, please. I'm cleaning the table, cleaning the table. Here we go, let's clean the table. Here we go, let's clean the table. Now it's looking better, now it's looking good, now it's looking better, now it's looking clean. I just spit on it, so now it's not clean. Now it's looking better, now it's looking clean. Sorry for the wait. I just had to get the coffee and wash my hands. It's cold! I'm just gonna sit down for this process because it's a lot more fun to sit down when I'm rolling in the dough. Grab the dough out, slap it on there, roll it up, bam, slap it on there, bam. This teff flour feels like sand. This is so weird. Just pour a little bit on top again. Pour a little bit on one hand, Then mix it with the other hand in your hand. You want to knead dough. You want to knead it. Coffee. The best way to knead dough is to use your palm right here, where the strongest part of the strongest muscle is in your hand. You want to use that primarily along with this muscle, but primarily this one. It's kind of like when you give a massage to somebody on the shoulder. You want to kind of rub it in there, kind of mix it around, punch, rotate, punch. I'm getting it on my shirt. Wear short sleeves when you do this. It's better for your shirt, for the stability of your shirt. Put some more flour on top. You just want to keep it dry for a little bit, so that your hands don't stick to it, and so that it doesn't stick to the table, the pre-cleaned table. You wanna knead it. Wow, it is so much like Play-Doh. It's amazing. The purpose of kneading dough is to start the gluten process. When you're pushing the dough and kneading it, is you're speeding that you're moving that process along so that there's more gluten. And gluten is the glue that keeps the bread from falling apart. If you ever noticed any gluten-free buns or gluten-free bread, you slice into it and like the dough just like kind of just disintegrates like sand. Well, that's because there's no gluten. There's no glue to tie it together. Giant bowl, paper towel. I'm using a paper towel, and I pour some canola oil into the bowl. Just a generous layering of it. I'll show you the next step when we get back into the kitchen. A towel, a general all-purpose towel that you use in the kitchen. Soak it. Squeeze as much as you can. And drape it over the bread. I realized something. While we were waiting for the yeast to rise the dough, we could make the sauce for the cinnamon rolls. The best sauce. Because it's really good. I've never made it before. Small bowl. I have a lot of bowls. You have a small bowl, and you want to put a lot. When I say a lot, I say a lot of cinnamon. So I just open the cap. Just open it. And about that much. That's about good. A little bit more. Maybe 3 tablespoons. This is so good. Alright. And then you do sugar. Because sugar is really good. Cinnamon and sugar is the best. Shake that up a bit. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. And it looks like we have a lot of cinnamon, so we want to make some more. Probably want some more sugar. And maybe we could try some other spices. Pro tip about spices. I have this awesome spice rack right here. And you might think, oh, you paid a ton of money for this. But one thing to keep in mind, this is accumulated over a year. The key way to do it for buying spices is you want to buy 1 or 2 each time you go to Walmart. So each time you go shopping, you want to buy 1 or 2 spices. And as you do that, by like a year, you'll have more spices in your kitchen than you'll know what to do with. So I didn't do that. But what I did was, I bought 1 or 2 spices for a couple months. That's risen well. That's gonna be really delicious. All right, now it's time to take it out and do the second dough kneading process. You take it out and it falls apart in your hand. Make it long ancho. Start spreading it out. Use your hands to kind of push it out slowly. If you ever rip it, you could just pinch it together and then flatten it, and it comes back together. That's the way to fix things. You just pinch them together and then then slam it down. Since I don't have any butter, I'm just gonna pour a little bit of oil to kind of just a little bit and kind of spread it around. This is going to be the stuff that sticks, that makes the mixture of sugar and cinnamon and cayenne pepper and all the other spices that I added to make it delicious. Spread it around, spread it around. And as soon as you spread it completely, you just want to start patting it. So now you start patting it, start rolling. It's a try or die situation. So I kind of have to try. Otherwise, I will die. I'm gonna try a piece. Whoa! That's amazing. The Death Flower just adds a of flavor and zest. Turn the oven on to 350 and then we put it in. And we're gonna take it out because it's looking pretty good right now. Look at that. That's beautiful. Wow. So once you have the cinnamon rolls at the table and ready to eat, it's best to have it with friends. So here we are having some cinnamon rolls. And here we go.
Which ones?
Anyone. Just eat. It just tastes like sand.
No, I'm not as dramatic as Lance. He's right.
With a hint of cinnamon.
That's also true. Also?
They're rock solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Turns out, Death Flower actually is gluten-free. So I messed up the entire batch. Oops.
Do I have to swallow this?